one of the beautiful things about Unscripted is that we get to talk about the things that you're probably not comfortable about talking about. And we also get to talk about things that you probably have not casted your mind to, but this is an avenue for you to hear different points of view from sound people, and you definitely get one or two things that you can live by. Once again, welcome to Unscripted. This is where real issues are talked by real people, and you get to learn a lot from us. Today promises to be exhilarating because today's conversation is something that you have probably been thinking about one way or the other. Before we delve into the topic, trust me, we have an amazing team as usual. We've prayed together, we've talked together, we've met together. We've not lived together yet.
Better don't say it together than not.
Some of us have.
Well, some of us have lived together. We have an amazing team as usual. You've seen us lots of times. I'm sure you've learned from us. And I have the singular honor of introducing to my immediate left the beautiful, the delectable. She's a world-renowned, the best you can ever have. She's a makeup artist. She's cool, calm, collected. Her smile is enchanting. And she's sitting right beside me. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's give it up for Kumi. Okay.
Right.
And to my left is my brother from another mother. We've known each other for actually 20 years. I mean, 20 years and counting.
Wow.
And I actually had the privilege of being his best man, married his first wife.
Yes.
Actually, he has just one wife. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's give it up for Tizo.
It's your boy.
Baba.
And let's talk about the most sought after.
Yes,
Hey.
Or one of the most sought after.
Hey.
She says it from her heart. She drops it like it's hot.
Mm.
She drops as she doesn't send you. She drops it like it's hot. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's give it up for Titi Lope.
As she says it, Titi Lope.
First labels. And of course, I'm your favorite MC,
Yes.
Koye. Okay, today we are talking about challenges of dating or marriage in a diaspora. When we talked about this topic, we knew that most of us, we translated from different regions of the world.
Yes.
And the dynamics of dating from where we are probably coming from is different from where we are at the moment. So that's why when we talked about what is unique about dating in the diaspora, say, okay, you've also been thinking about that. So we want to help you today and break it down. What are the challenges of dating in the diaspora? So I think the first thing you should probably try to do in attacking this topic is when you compare life, okay, I mean, true story, we're all from Nigeria. When you compare dating from the abroad, Nigeria is now the abroad. When you compare dating from the abroad and dating here now, what are the salient differences you've probably observed? Anyone, let me leave it open. Anyone?
Shouldn't we go to those that have dated you?
Okay, please raise your hand if you've ever dated here. Okay, nobody has dated here. Okay, MUA.
Raise your hand now. What's going on?
Moi,
Yeah.
please tell us some differences or some salient things you've noticed when it comes to dating in Nigeria, or dating from where you're coming from, or dating in the diaspora.
Well, I can't really give that much difference because
She
I've
didn't date
only
in Nigeria. So.
I did date in Nigeria. Yes, I think so.
Briefly.
Yeah, briefly. But I've only dated one person here. So I really cannot give that much difference. And however, the dating street it's a little bit different, but I really don't know how the dating street in Nigeria is. But I would say, apart from the fact that there are not a lot of, I don't know if I should say there are not a lot of people, because I feel like there are a lot of people, but
Yeah.
it's just, I feel like the street is just the ghetto everywhere. It is, oh man, abroad. The street ain't smiling. And maybe it's a little bit worse because there are less people here and they're a lot more connected. Like, people know, like, so you know how in like,
are you saying in terms of the community that your dating pool is?
I'm not even saying like in terms of like the dating pool. Like, I'm actually just saying generally, like, people know a lot. People know each other more here. Like, it's already the fact that we're not a lot.
Okay.
in Canada.
in Canada,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And now let's bring it down
Everybody
to
knows
our
everybody.
province.
33 million people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not the fact that like if we now limit it to our province, somebody knows somebody,
Somebody that knows
and
somebody.
that knows some, and we're
Yeah.
not even a lot. So it's like it's like a circle just got smaller,
Okay.
like an extension of home is now brought here. So it's kind of like it's really tight, I would say. But I really don't have that much thing to speak on in terms of the dating. But I just know like it's very difficult. But I wouldn't necessarily say that maybe you have more options in Nigeria, I would
Okay.
say, back home, as opposed to here. Like you can meet a lot more people.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. Like if you
The
go
pool is
out,
wider.
it's wider. Like if you go for a wedding, someone can approach you. But here it's more so like through a mutual person. Like
Yeah.
it's funny how somebody like
Okay.
party A can see party B at the same function and will not say hi. But now party C is a mutual friend to party A and B, and will now bring the same sort of people together because it's through a mutual friend.
Yeah.
So
I
that
think
happens a lot,
That happens a lot, yeah.
just because of a lot of things that obviously like
happens a
I
lot.
really don't have an idea on. But like everyone, like people just kind of like want to have a channel. You don't just want to just go and be bold on, like back home people can be bold. If you know this person, you know this person, and it's a lot more people. So chances that you might not even know this person, chances that somebody might know this person is really, really low as opposed to here.
I hear people say that, I mean, you also said that the streets are crazy when it comes to the dating pool here. But you are not dating. You are married.
Both of them.
Both of you are married. And
Okay.
no, you're not married to each other. I mean, both of you are married. And
Tread lightly, brother. Tread lightly.
when you look at the dynamics of marriage now, when you compare it to what it looks like back in Nigeria to here, what is that thing that you think people can't get away with?
It's night and day.
Night,
It's like night and day, the difference.
Yeah.
practical experiences.
Okay, so you wanna go?
No, yeah, go first.
Yeah, so I feel in Nigeria, people have this facade
Okay.
of, for example, so there are issues you guys need to trash out. There are tasks that needs to get done.
Yeah.
There are assignments to allocate, but because you have family and friends all around, oh, do this for me, and then you're the type that you've not been managing the car well, and your engine oil or something is always getting drained, and you can easily call somebody, come and meet me. Yeah, so you really can't. There are some things that are not obvious to you in terms of areas of improvement when it comes to your relationship and your personal development, and whatever your duties to your spouse. But here, everything, all those packets gets stripped out, and then it's in your face. Yes, that's where you now see that, oh, my spouse actually doesn't care if my car break down somewhere, sort yourself out, those kind of things. And those are where, and to also give the very, very common examples in terms of house chores, balancing the house chores, childcare. I feel that back home we have a lot of support system. Now, are those support systems,
siblings.
exactly, are they right? Are they really helping? I wouldn't say 100% yes, because like I said, it's a facade, it's like a mask. You're covering up the real issues. And that is why it seems like maybe the female, or let me say the wife or the mother back home, I have 4 children, don't worry, I can sort them out because I have a lot of support.
Yeah.
And then they don't work hand in hand. And here, when you need both of you to work hand in hand, then you have the struggles. Do you achieve that balance? Maybe sometimes
you do,
yeah, but it's a lot of struggle. So here just gives it to you the way it is. And kudos to the people that have been managing the relationship. So for me, I think that's where the challenge is. Seeing life as it is. You have 4 kids. How do you care for these 4 kids?
2 people managing.
Exactly, and they're just 2 people, and
And you have to work.
I mean, there's help, but you have to pay for the help.
Help is more expensive here.
Yes.
Help is way more expensive.
I was going to say that there are 3 main differences,
Yeah.
or 3 main dynamics that affect how marriage in Nigeria or West African setting differs from the way it happens for those that come over and they're in the diaspora over here.
Okay.
The first one is the women empowerment. It's the critical factor. Canada, as we know it, is a country that protects
Okay.
the
rights.
vulnerable,
Very,
vulnerable
very strong.
So women, children,
People living
well
with
protected.
disabilities.
Yes, those living with disabilities are very much protected here.
Yeah.
Such that if you are coming from a society, in quote, that they will say that they feel like women are oppressed.
Yeah.
When they get here, within the first couple of months that they stay here, when they get to
True.
assimilate the Canadian culture,
True.
Yeah.
and they begin to know more and more their rights, and they begin to demand their rights,
Yeah.
there is a fracture
Yep.
that shows up in those relationships, that if the partner does not react quickly to align with that culture shock, that affects their relationship adversely. That's the first one, and that's the common thing that happens to most couples that move from any countries to first world countries.
Yeah.
And you hear the stories. We hear the stories every day.
True,
You're going to see.
true,
So that's
true.
one. Two is one you mentioned about the labor is expensive
Yeah.
in the Western world
Yeah.
compared to back home. Back home,
Cheap.
a couple of people probably have maids. They're gonna have like whatever.
You have cook, driver.
You have a cook. You have a driver. You have all that. You have
gateman,
all that. I mean, you get to the Western world, you're not gonna have all that.
You are the cook.
Everybody's
You
here.
are
You are the driver.
Everybody's here on the minimum wage.
True.
Except you are boxed up. You're maybe like you're Drake or Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
You probably won't be able to afford a cook, afford the driver, afford the security guard, and whatever. So, afford the nanny, which are things that affect the structure of a home, either adversely and then those things like Titi Lope mentioned, the facade that existed back home, that support system facade that you had, that you could just call them 1, 2, 3, I need to go somewhere. Get to the Western world, you are OYO, you're
True.
on your own.
True.
It's you, your husband, and your children, or you, your wife, and your children, depending on where you're at. So, those are the key things that differ and that affect the dynamics. And I think the third one is more, how do I put it now? More about the financial,
the earning powers of
the couple. It still boils down to how they view the lens with which marriage is viewed. Back home in West Africa, it's more about the man is the provider, the lady support system, and there's always this: the man's money is our money,
the lady's money is our money. Yeah.
And if you bring that into the Western world, it's totally different.
Those
are the challenges that anyone transitioning to the Western world, the culture shock that they must immediately attend to.
True.
And
before they even land here,
and react to, even if they didn't know, by the time they land, it's obvious. You can't avoid it, and you must intentionally address those issues, or else it becomes a problem. And I've seen this problem occur many times. You cannot take the mindset of where you were and bring it here. It's like,
no, you can't.
The Bible says, "Put in new wine in old wine, it's going to burst." And it's been busting. They burst.
And talking about busting, can we say that is probably, not learning and unlearning this thing? Can we say it's probably what has led to a large number of breakdown of marriages, even within our age bracket? I can count my toes and my fingers of people who I knew back home in Nigeria got married. They came here and they are no more together. Yeah. Can we say that is probably responsible for it?
Like I said, sorry.
It's
okay. Like I said, I feel those same issues that are here, they're back home.
Yeah.
But there's that mask. So people say sex, sexual intimacy, and money. They are one of the. But over there, probably. Okay, don't let me say what I'm about to say. But what I'm
say it, break the table.
Over there,
I know what you want to say.
I know what you want to say. Yeah, probably
it's unscripted. Though, say it.
Probably there are ways that
coping
mechanisms over there, which doesn't take away the issues.
Okay,
you
so
understand?
It just masks the issues.
Yeah, so it was, even if there are things that are wrong, like they are not allowed like they're not Christianly,
Yeah.
they're not godly. Let me use that word. But some people are able to get away with them. Like back home, they have access to those things.
Okay.
But here is right here in your face.
There's
Some
no
men say,
idea.
I don't know how true it is, but some men say that it is difficult to cheat here.
It's
I
more
don't know.
expensive though.
Expensive
more
and
expensive,
yeah,
yeah.
so it doesn't make it right at all. I'm just saying
Let me know
don't say what you're about to
Because,
say.
like, I'm just-
I'll put you to trouble. But like people,
Try it,
they
let's
say they
Me
say
no nothing. Me no say nothing.
they say people would indulge in it. You know, they give those kind of statements like, more is expensive, different from the way it was back then and all of that. So I still strongly feel that there are a lot of things that we mask, just like
Okay.
they were talking about depression. You know, there are a lot of things that we mask in Nigeria, like activity. Let's just cover it up,
Yeah.
and then here you have to deal with it.
Could it be that it's more as what is an acceptable behavior back there as compared to here?
I wouldn't
I
say
don't
it
think
is.
it's
acceptable.
It is
Acceptability.
not
I think it's
acceptable.
what I think for there is what we grow into.
Yeah.
It's the accessibility of what
Yes.
we have.
Yes.
Like if you look at how much it is to do what it is there and here, it's a lot more
It's
expensive
a lot
here.
more expensive, yeah.
That's just what it
The
is.
ca- the
So
ca-
I wouldn't necessarily I don't know if to call it like a masking thing because it's what you grew into. So if you never left the country, you would not know because you've always had this help, even growing up. Now that you're older and you have your own family, you have this help. So I don't know if I would call it like a facade
You know why I
or
call
like
it a mask is that at least with a few of my friends and even from personal experience, there are issues like it actually came up. Like you guys talked about it, but you didn't deal with it. You
Okay.
understand? So, for example, you feel that your partner is spending so much time at work, or maybe he's traveling a lot back home.
yeah.
You understand? But because you really poured yourself into from church after
Yeah,
church,
the
I pick the kids.
activities
Yeah,
you have,
so
yeah.
you can see that there's something wrong, but you never actually worked towards resolving that issue back there. But yeah, church is how many hours? Max. By the time it's 2 hours, some people are already like, you understand? But back home, some people will be in church
So-
from morning
True.
till
True.
evening. You feel like
And it seems like the social
right.
life back home was richer. Richer in the sense
you
that
can literally go out every day of the week. back
Every day
home.
of the
yeah, and find
because
something
you can
doing.
afford to.
Yes.
Go out every day of the
And
week.
places are open for you to
Exactly.
do that.
Yeah.
But compared to here, where you can probably you most
You
likely
can.
live a triangle life.
Yeah.
You can, but it's
your-
apparent that time is money. Like you can see
Exactly.
yourself wasting
Wasting
away.
money, exactly.
Just you do it for the first 2 weeks, you know that not to do it again.
nobody will tell you.
Yeah.
Nobody will tell you.
So it's not like it's not there. It is there.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about this topic, we are trying to deal with dating and marriage. So we'll be addressing both issues side by side. What's the street like?
It's the ghetto.
You made mention that it's ghetto. I mean, you guys can also. I know you might not be on the street, but
But at
I
least
mean,
you've heard the
you
streets.
heard the
I
streets.
got my ears on the street.
You got your ears on the street.
They have come. They have come.
What was the street like
Ah.
in the diaspora?
I
in
think
Canada?
the key issues here are one, because of that capitalist mindset
Yeah.
that you have to deal with, where time is money.
Mm-hmm.
People are more about their bag. I mean, get
Secure
the
the
money,
bag.
Secure the bag, yeah.
And because you are coming from, which is the story of most immigrants, you basically left everything
True.
to come here to start again. You have to hit the ground running. Like you're hitting the ground running, you're trying to consolidate, get yourself in a place where you can get some assets, get your career running, and then you're not finally looking to line up. Okay, what's happening in terms of relationship, marriage wise.
Yeah.
The timing for, and I think it's more of a Canadian thing. It's not necessarily like a Western world thing. I think because of Canada has 4 seasons. You have
Coffee
spring,
season.
winter,
Autumn fall.
autumn. Autumn is fall now.
I mean,
Spring,
winter,
winter,
fall, and summer.
Yeah.
Right. So in those 4 seasons, the conducive period for anything that has to do with social life is more of summer,
Fall.
A little bit of
the
fall.
late spring and
Early fall.
early fall. Right. So all that is squeezed between 6 to like 7 months.
So you have to hunt fast. You have to be fast.
Yes,
You have to talk about
by the time you get to winter, everyone night by
Well, yeah.
Winter, you basically go to work, it's cold.
Yeah.
You're going back to your place, and it's not like back home where you have neighbors, you look out of the window, hey, what's up, my neighbor?
Yeah.
Everyone minds their business. So
Yeah.
the likelihood that you are going to meet someone accidentally, like you mentioned, like people can step up to you back home, and it's pretty normal. You hear whoever has to say, and then move on. If you feel like you can share a number, if not here, there has to be, because I always say that I don't want, my language sounds better. Like there are a lot of crazies in suits, basically.
Okay.
You can't really judge who a creepy or who a psycho is based on how they dress. So people are a lot more careful with sharing their personal information here.
Yep.
So there has to be like a connection,
True.
either through a mutual or through a community, or there has to be something. So there has to be a purposeful, proactive.
You have to be intentional about it.
Intentional, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. To get that connection, and it's not always readily available.
True.
And then because of that lifestyle here, the key thing is that most people have to join some sort of community to get that connection. And I see that happen a lot. For example, church, like in my church, I mean, a lot of people met themselves and got married because they had that community.
That's
but
true.
not
That's a lot of
everyone had
people,
that access.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
yeah. There's a lot of wisdom to doing it, but it works.
It actually works. It actually works. Since I mean, you see this person almost all the time, so it practically makes sense. But that's one part of the street. The dating streets in Canada, Kumi, would you say is
there's another aspect I'll go back to.
Is as crazy as it is in Nigeria, where what's the balance now? Everybody is with everybody.
I can't answer that question.
Okay.
I really don't. Not like I don't want to answer. Like I really don't know. I really don't know.
Praying. Everybody's praying with everybody.
I don't have information to say that this is what it is. To be honest, maybe, like I really don't know. I don't hear that kind of stuff, or I don't put myself out there to hear that kind of stuff. So I'm not even going to give attention to that. I think people do it. I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know.
Technology aspect.
Oh.
That's what happens here.
The apps.
I think the app is now
what
a
are their
thing.
names now?
Facebook dating.
Today, what are you doing on those?
Facebook
What are you doing on those platforms?
I'm not
Is
doing
it
it.
to
I'm not
IT?
there. I just know. I'm a tech guy.
He's a tech guy. So times when he does
I almost work for what's that one?
Research.
The company that has is it Cougar?
Tinder.
What's their name? Is it Tinder? Yeah.
Tinder,
Like
Say
I
Cougar.
went there for an interview once. No, they actually have one that's for Cougars.
They have one for Cougar, yeah.
That's
I did not know that.
I remember.
One of the feedback from my friend is like the way the dating app is engineered, like it's this women empowerment thing. Like it's not about a guy just coming to you.
Oh yeah, I think that's a new one, like Bubble or something. Like it's the girl that approaches.
Bubble,
I think.
So the girl,
I think that's the thing.
So it's until the lady gives her consent.
Exactly.
Those apps are more of, pardon me if I use the word, they are more engineered towards hookups.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
most of them are.
Yeah, most of them are. For one side,
I think that because and I used to think that it's just that I cannot do online. We look on the one. I'm just too scared of people.
Don't know what that means. Don't bother.
I'm just too scared of people. To be honest, I'm too much of a chicken to do that. If my future partner is online, God, bring me. I can't. But I think that why people do, like, I've had to change my mindset because it's really now a thing. And I think why people have now started doing this more often is because, as you said, a lot of people don't find themselves in that community, especially because of the season.
True,
so now this is an avenue to meet somebody, meet someone that is of your own nationality or that has same interests as you do, or like you can at least have a certain connection with and see where that connection takes you. Okay. So it creates that, okay, I don't have somebody that I can meet that like this is where I go, but this app is pretty much a mutual connection to me and this person. Let's see where it goes. So I won't necessarily say yes, it does hook up. There are some people that it actually just like people have gotten married.
Oh yeah,
and I'm just like,
and that was why you use the word
there's
more.
Actually Christian, what's that? Christian.
Christian,
yeah. It was set up with lofty aspirations,
but eventually led into unlofty.
So like I'm just like I wouldn't call those apps hookups like that. I would just say that it's just an avenue, like people who don't necessarily have that community like get to meet people, and they can build community from there. They can build friendships from there.
Yeah.
Like it necessarily doesn't have to be hookup, I would say.
So for those of us that are married right here in diaspora, would you seek friendship starting with an app?
Oh.
With who?
With the people
From an
online?
app.
Why are we looking
Not
for friendship?
dating, no. No,
Like,
no,
no,
there's some apps now that you meet
what
people
if you
with
just
common
came to the
interests.
country?
So there are some people that
That you have common interests.
Go to church.
that sounds
No,
sane.
I'm just
but
okay. So that means you have an answer now. You won't initiate friendship.
Wait, but isn't that what social media is, though?
well, for what I've been
Like
seeing
friendship,
now,
like-
I think
Yeah,
that
like-
You
It's
taking it
even on
away
social
from that
media
platform
now.
and actually seeing in person. Would you transition?
I can do that. I mean, if I see someone like for example, like I can go on even if I were single, like if I were single, I could be on Instagram.
No, let's take it the
and
way you
for
are right
example,
now.
and I
You're
saw a
married.
post- I saw
Let's-
it. Okay, like
Would
I'm
you
married.
do it now,
If I see someone online that shares similar interests with me, that we can
regardless of the gender?
collab together. It depends
Would
on
you
what
do
I'm
it?
looking for now.
Yes. Let's take whatever you're
So
looking
you mean like
for.
for friendship? What do you mean like friendship?
No, you have common interests. You already said it. Would you take that friendship off that platform and then try to meet in person? Would
It
you do
depends
that?
on how our conversations have gone.
Okay,
in
so
the
I think
platform. So
let
for
me
example,
rephrase the question.
Let me use an example now.
Come, you will
So
help me.
I'm looking for.
No, you're not looking for.
Like,
No,
Like,
like,
I
have you
actually
met? Do you have friends that you met through an app?
Friends that I met through an app. Yes, I do.
Do I
believe
have
so.
anyone like
I
that?
believe so. Yes,
oh yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, for
Clubhouse,
example, Clubhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Clubhouse.
so I have a
That's
lot
the
of friends
question.
from
Okay, no,
Clubhouse.
no.
Clubhouse.
Do you have friends that you met online and you purposely planned to meet in person?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say Clubhouse is a good one. They
Yeah,
actually
Clubhouse is
have
a
good
one.
friends.
It's a good one. And there are a couple of houses where you can actually meet people with the same mind, same interest.
Yeah.
Where I
Oh my
mean,
I mean,
God, I've
their clubs are.
Oh no,
are even
Clubhouse
based
was
on
a good one. Like
location.
even
Yeah.
when I
Like,
went back home,
there's
I
a
met with
Toronto,
these
there's the
people.
Ontario
It
group
was
in
an
Clubhouse,
awesome
the Canada
outing.
group
No,
in
no,
Clubhouse. Yeah,
but
so-
it's actually. But I don't think it was more
even
so.
social media as well. Because I
Yeah.
remember when I moved to where I live currently, I joined a group on WhatsApp that was about Nigerian professionals in
In
that
that
locality,
community.
Oh, I see.
and I made a lot of friends there. I'm actually very active there. I help plan their summer hangouts.
oh, nice,
So,
nice,
so
nice. Yeah,
That way I was able
I
to
mean,
have a community quickly.
yeah. I mean, people,
Not just always
people
church.
make use of these apps for good, and we know that
Yeah.
people also make use of them
Yeah,
for
you can't.
vices. But notwithstanding,
Take that
I
away.
think that will now lead to most people use this app because they are probably alone. You know, there are people that are dating.
It's difficult here.
It's-
man.
I mean,
Let me
it's
not-
The
crazy.
street is
It's-
hard.
It's I mean, the dynamic.
It's
It's
coughing
different.
season right now.
I have a couple of friends that are single, and sometimes they tell me stories about I met someone on the app and we tried to meet in person and we spoke in person, and then this so happened. Like I can sense the frustration of
Yeah.
how things
Yeah.
are not working, and then most people now resort to maybe I'll just go back home.
True.
Yeah.
Exactly,
show up,
yeah.
which happens a lot, and the problem with that is you're not quite sure the motives of those people that you're traveling back to go meet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some people might just looking for papers to come over.
Yeah,
That
they
happens
don't
a
really.
lot.
They're not
That-
really
that
into you.
happens a lot.
True.
That happens a
So-
lot. Tizo, I know you've been involved in a long distance relationship.
Yes, I have, yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was tough, but at the end of the day, it was good.
Okay.
And especially in our sense, in the Christian sense, because obviously when you are into yourselves, there's a temptation to go beyond where you're supposed to go beyond. But that distance helped because it was now more about intellectual conversation
Okay.
Good.
and things like that. And I think that helped build the closeness between myself and my wife at that point in time. And to the point that even when she came in person, she actually said at one time she missed that kind of connection that we had because we talked a lot more.
There.
And because she was there and she hadn't come into this setting where everything's about time-based, run, go get it, go
I
get it, go
see.
get it. So there was more time for her. Even though I was killing myself at that point in time, she enjoyed it more. But when she came on ground, like, yo, you are in the midst of this, man. Let's go
Let's do
get
this together.
it. So,
Let's do this
but we've
together.
adjusted over time, and yeah, it is what it is. I
It
mean,
is what it is, man.
the key thing is I understand that it can be challenging and find the community. I always stress that community part because meeting people randomly in the Western world can be very, very risky.
Yeah,
It is risky.
Yeah,
it can. Especially when it's not the culture of the society you are.
exactly.
I mean,
And most people that I've noticed that date here that come from outside always try to find people with similar values. People with similar culture.
Yeah.
Which is why you were mentioning earlier that the pool can be very, very
Small.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're always looking for someone that has similar value, so that you don't have to over-explain, over-shalaye.
As
You say something, they don't understand it. But we have a couple of friends that actually did that successfully and transcended even our culture and actually got married outside of our culture.
Nice,
So
nice.
I think the beauty about them was that they were able to assimilate the culture of Canada faster, and they were able to understand that you can't come from a sense of fact that, oh, my culture is always right.
Yep.
You just need to balance your culture with your other partner's culture and have a middle ground. The key thing I always say is you need to have one common frame of reference. So that's why the church setting is always nice, because beyond their cultures, they now have to conform to the kingdom culture, which is now become the common ground for them.
Yeah.
So
that's always a solid one. It's always a solid. Find a community that, irrespective of whether you are alone or even you are with your partner, by finding a community that is intentional about development, you'll definitely grow. That's what I think. And we are all testimonies of that, or to that effect. We know that dating or marriage in the diaspora might be difficult. There's no gainsaying about that. But one way or the other, we've been able to strengthen and develop ourselves because of the kind of people we have mixed with. Let's know your thoughts. Let's have your thoughts. Drop a comment. Let's know what your experience has been like.
Wait. Are you saying that there's no Musot after here? There's nothing like Musot after in diaspora.
I've not met.
All of that was back home.
Just know that you have to learn, relearn, and unlearn.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
You have to do that. It's a key factor. If not, it would affect you. Like you cannot run away from it. You can't run away from it. You can't run away from it.
Wow, interesting.
Wow, awesome. From the most sought after, from the best rapper, from the best makeup artist, from your favorite MC, it has been another beautiful episode of Unscripted. Thank you for coming. Thank you for allowing us into your space one more time.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, and on to the next episode. Don't date your enemy. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.